Planning is an integral part of executing any task.
We need a whiteboard.
We have challenged ourselves for the next month to live on only $30 a week. Not only that, we'll be eating a vegan diet optimised for building muscle, so it will be high in protein.
Ben has recently dropped a bit of weight, so on top of that, he is even going to be eating in a caloric surplus to gain weight, otherwise known as bulking.
So why are we doing this? We want to show that eating as a healthy vegan and building muscle doesn't have to be expensive. Just to add, we are taking this to the extreme to prove a point.
The average cost per household on food and non-alcoholic beverages in Australia in 2016 was $242 per week. With the average household size in Australia at 2.6 people per home, this equates to $93 per week per person on food and non-alcoholic beverage expenditure.
So we are aiming to feed 2 mouths at less than 2/3 the amount one person normally spends on food and non-alcoholic drinks a week. And that's totally disregarding the fact that we're doing this completely vegan and tailored to building muscle, both of which have the misconception that they are expensive. There are, of course, however, limitations to our little experiment. We won't be counting water cost, we won't be counting certain food costs like herbs and spices, and of course the pizzas that we get for Dreams, Memes and Veggie Supremes podcasts. If you haven't checked out, link in bio.
Now, we aren't saying this is going to be easy. After some thought, we have both agreed that the initial learning curve will probably be the most difficult. For example, getting used to soaking our beans the night before, because dried is 2 to 3 times cheaper than canned. So in this process, we're going to provide our full and honest reactions, documenting the process with utmost honesty.
How will we do it? We're pretty much going to wing it. This is why we will closely document our progress and reactions during the process and provide this in a form of a weekly recap. But this video kind of serves as the best framework we can really get for this experiment, without actually doing it.
First, let's break down the money. We have $30 a week to play with. This equates to only $4.29 per day, and thus for a day comprised of 3 meals, $1.43 per meal.
To calculate costs, we'll present our shopping receipts in the weekly recap videos. However, because some weeks' shops will be more than others, and some ingredients will last much longer than a week, we will calculate the grams per dollar of the foods that we include in our day. So for example, the protein powder we use is $20 a kilogram. With 1,000 grams making up a kilogram, this equals 33.3 recurring worth of 30 gram serves. Divide the price, $20, by 33.3 recurring, and you get 0.6. This means that a 130 gram scoop of the protein we use is 60 cents.
For the duration of this experiment, we will only be tracking energy in calories and protein. This is a super easy way to stay on track with a diet tailored to building muscle and provides flexibility, which is something that we will definitely need with the price limitation. Our energy target in kilojoules will be 12,000, which in calories equates to around 2,900. This is a good bulking target for Ben,
and a good maintenance target for Jack. We have set the minimum amount of protein at 100 grams, and the high end of the range at 130. Meeting at the middle at 115 grams, this equates to 38.3 grams of protein required per meal, given we consume 3 meals a day. Luckily, we have a fairly solid foundation of research in which we can build our diet around.
So you may have heard us cite the fact that dried beans are 2 to 3 times cheaper than canned earlier in the video, and we know this because of a supermarket study we conducted earlier in the year to find the cheapest protein sources. We presented some of the findings from this little investigation in multiple social media posts that were published earlier in the year.
So from the study, we now know to focus our diet around protein sources like TVP, which is like a soy mince, dried beans, cheap canned baked beans, dried lentils, oats, yes, oats have a decent amount of protein, and soy milk. Other foods that we know are cheap and thus will likely include in our day-to-day eating include pasta, rice, potatoes, frozen veg, and cheap peanut butter.
So that's the breakdown of how we plan to do this. Do you reckon we'll be able to do it? Let us know in the comment section down below. Just to add before we sign off, we want to express the pure gratitude and acknowledgement we have for our current lifestyle.
Not having to worry about the cost of food in our lives is a pure privilege, and this challenge is in no way intended to point fun at or trivialise the nature of living below the poverty line. We can only express our true empathy and compassion for those who have less, and have to go week by week worrying about things that others, including ourselves, do not. As always, thank you for watching, legends, and have a lovely day.